There it is. Holy shit. Time Traveler's Dilemma? Fictional time traveler. Wait, are these actual podcasts or are these just.
Yeah, I'm sure they exist.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Parallel lives. Oh, dude, that's like doppelgangers, right? Oh.
Uh, no, just people who like have uncanny similar lives. Like you know the people that are like, I never met this guy. We're both 30 years old. Both have the same birthday. Both drive the same car. Both married a blonde wife named Shannon or something. You know what I
Shit.
mean?
Yeah. Alright, that's. I thought that was like, for some reason, gonna link to like parallel universes for some reason. Dude, that gets me. You ever get into that theory? Parallel universes?
Yeah. I
Dude.
mean, it's hard to say, dude. I think there's probably some other universes, but I don't know if they're like, because a lot of people think like the Mandela effect is like universes merging.
Mhm.
Which might be true. It's a definitely interesting thought, but
Yeah. I
no,
I love the idea that. I don't. I think it's just because I like the Flash a lot, but I just think parallel universes would be sick where like one thing is different and then, the possibilities are fucking infinite. Like,
yeah, but there'd have to be an infinite parallel universes
yes.
where like there's just the slightest bit, like, you know what I mean? Like for every fucking blade of grass in my yard, there's a different universe because in this different universe, that blade of grass is moved over an inch or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Hmm? Kind of like, you remember that, what is it, Love, Death, Robots episode with like Hitler?
Oh yeah, the multiple ways Hitler could have died.
Yeah, that's that's what, that's what reminds me of it. And like, butterfly effect takes place. That's on a much larger scale, though. I mean, maybe, if one of the blades in your grass was slightly to the left an inch, you wouldn't have a Hitler. But who knows?
Look in those blades of grass.
I wonder if it has to be like. I wonder if it's like something like that, or if like we'd actually have to have like an interaction with somebody for something to change. You know?
We'd have to. I don't think there. If there are other parallel universes, it just doesn't make sense that they'd be just like swapping
Mm-hmm.
things from one another. Because then what would be the point? You
That's
just
true.
have like. You could just have like a certain enough. You could have like 5 universes all constantly swapping things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What about? Yeah, no, you're right. I just see, as much as I want to believe it that there is, I don't think I can. Just think how hard it was for us to fucking appear out of nowhere.
That's the strangest part, dude. Is we're like I mean, the universe is so vast that it's really hard to tell. But I mean, there's sure got to be something else out there. But the fact that we're the only ones that can even be like we're the only thing we notice. You know, if there was like people on Mars, we'd notice.
Yeah, and for all we know, we're just too far away from it. There could be fucking like space bars and shit. People like fucking species or something that's figured it out. You know?
Galaxy far, far away, dude. They got a fucking space bar.
Exactly. It's
They got
fucking.
the cantina.
Could you be just like that, dude? People are just fucking flying in and out, going to different planets. We're just they don't have light speed travel though. They're just fucking they're in for a ride. But we're just too far
So
away
one
to
of the
see any of it.
problems is how would we ever even get there in time to know? Like there could be things on a galaxy like right next to us.
Hmm.
But like by the time we got there, who knows if they'd still be there? Because
Yeah,
they'd just take too long.
they'd be extinct. But it's just I don't know. It's crazy to me.
You think there's? Do you think there was life on Mars at one point?
At one point, maybe. Yeah, I'd like to think there was. That'd be a cool thought. I mean, there was water on Mars, so. I mean, if there was, they didn't.
If all life on Earth came from Mars.
Yeah. If there was life on Mars, it didn't last that long. I mean, long enough to have life, but you know.
Yeah. It's all crazy to think about. I mean, like that's why it's almost unbelievable that we exist and that other life could exist because how long it took us to get here. Like it's been billions of years just on Earth alone for life to evolve to this point. So
Mhm.
like just the scale of things and the speed at which it has to happen, it just takes so long that I
It,
don't know, it's
it's
hard to like.
super unlikely.
I mean, yeah, well, yeah, the thing is there's no way to know how life started fucking however many million years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't know how it just up and came to life. Like, we have an idea, but you know what I mean?
It
Like, to
still
go from
doesn't make
basically
sense.
nothing to sentient beings that are capable of leaving the planet that they came from.
From what I understand, it was nothing, and then boom, now there's like a piece of bacteria that miraculously appeared, and then that evolved into whatever the fuck we are.
Well, yeah, it's that's the thing is we don't exactly know. I think the theories involve like very complex like chemical compounds and stuff. So basically, like eventually enough things, enough elements are going to cross each other's paths that there's going to be enough reactions to be able to create a more complex form.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like we still don't really know how it's got from being those complex chemicals to something that actually functions to serve serve its own purpose to survive.
Okay, get that. One thing, like, then there's like really like get into this. People start. I literally just had this conversation like 2 weeks ago, maybe less. But after like talking about things like this, you get into religion. People are like God, blah blah blah. You know, Adam and Eve, all that. But my question is, Jesus would have been buried in a known spot, right? If that's the route to go down.
Yeah, but I'm not too religious, so I don't
Same.
know, but I think I would have assumed that even if he was buried somewhere, his body probably would have been desecrated or something. Like I'm assuming wherever he was buried, like they probably didn't bury. I mean, like
Yeah.
I said, I don't know the story, but I'm pretty sure they nailed him to a cross. So I
Yeah.
don't think they buried him in any special way,
I
but
think.
I don't know.
No, I mean, yeah, being nailed to a cross definitely had something to do with it. And I'm not saying like that I'm not like religious, but I'm also I'm not religious. But it wasn't brought up that way or anything. But I mean like with any religion, you would have thought their god or whatever whoever would have been buried in like a known spot instead of you know just
Yeah,
every church. But
well, that's almost the catch. Is like religion just say that God is super all powerful and he works in mysterious ways. And they say all these things, and it's like, the, in my opinion, at least, I don't think anybody truly knows.
Yeah.
I think they just say these things to cover, sort of like a blanket. They're just covering for, things they don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
But I also think that um what was I gonna say? What were we talking about?
Oh,
Like in
evolving,
religion?
evolution, kind of. Before
Yeah,
that.
we were talking about religion.
Oh, I was talking about like where people get buried and stuff. Like, I just felt like it would have been a known factor where everyone was buried.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And so like basically what I'm saying is um they just use all these weird things to kind of like explain away these problems.
Mm-hmm.
And so like if there ever was a real god that existed, like it's kind of hairy on how they treat him because like God himself, I'm pretty sure if you're talking about like Christianity,
Mm-hmm.
isn't really so much a being. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
But
just
Jesus was like the Son of Christ, right?
the sun.
So he was an actual, he's just a normal dude,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See,
essentially.
I, like you said, I don't know anything about religion, but that was just the one gripe I've always had with religion. That's why I was like, kind of like, I'm not saying something doesn't exist. I feel like something
Yeah, well, like
exists.
I think it's just you. I don't know. Yeah, you guess you can't expect like something to, like if it truly was a real god, then like how would you bury something that's not exactly a human being? And then if you are a real person, I mean,
Hmm.
how would anybody know thousands of years later who the fuck you were? Like nobody knows. Like unless they mummified you and then wrote above your name, this is this guy.
Yeah,
Nobody would know. We don't have we
but
didn't have that sort of data collection.
yeah, I know. I just for a guy as big as Jesus, figured that would have been a thing they did.
But if you're going historically, a lot of things were changed and a lot of cultures were like pillaged and things were changed about history throughout time because people didn't agree with it. So they changed how it's written in literature, and then things just get changed over time. So I don't think
Yeah,
it's just like it. If one person, if you were Jesus
yeah,
and you were buried somewhere, and these other guys came in and were like, "We don't like Christianity. We don't like this Jesus guy, or whatever." They'd probably remove it and they'd probably destroy it or something.
okay.
So a lot of things just get lost time, like the Library of Alexandria. Like a
Uh,
lot of information is just burned down
yeah.
because it was all in the library. They just burnt, you know. I think I had like multiple fires or something.
All right. Yeah, I can see that. All right. That's interesting. I never thought about it like that. Yeah.
And like that's crazy. Maybe who knows? Maybe the library of Alexandria taught us how the Great Pyramids were built. You never know, but it's gone now because it was burnt away.
Yeah. Maybe. Hello.
And it's easy. It's easy as that because we don't have permanent. We don't have like a digital cloud to trace any. To save any information back then.
I forget what it
It's as
is.
easy as literally just making it disappear.
There's a. I forget what it is. Scientists or whoever deals in this realm, they figured out. I forget. They forget. I forget what it is. They figured out how to either go forward in time or backwards in time, but the problem is they wouldn't be able to get back or something like that. and they can't test it, but they know how to do it. Essentially, is what.
Well, yeah, we have theories on how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, because, I mean, if you treat space like a blanket or something,
Mm-hmm.
and or like a stretchy net, or like some stretchy material, and you drop like they have demonstrations of this on YouTube. You drop like a metal ball into the middle, like a big old ball bearing, a heavy one. It's gonna curve that fabric, right?
Yeah.
And so when you spin another smaller ball around it, it's gonna rotate around it. But because of friction, obviously it'll eventually fall in the middle. So that's how space can bend. So space
Mm-hmm.
can curve, and basically the theory is if we can curve space and make some sort of, wormhole or, something like that where we can bend space if you treat it like a flat object, curve both ends of the flat object together, you could jump from one end to the other end in a matter of seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So like, but basically, because I think just because of the way I'm not a scientist, but I think because of the way the laws of physics preserve things, by the if once you got to the other side, you would have experienced, that couple seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were billions of light years away, that's how much time would have passed. Like billions of light years.
Oh, so it's kind of like Interstellar.
So you could go forward or in time essentially. I don't know how it would go back, but you'd also, you know,
Mm-hmm.
things would, be relative to you. So like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I don't, man, I can't retain any information. I've read a whole book on this because I thought it was interesting. I have,
Interesting, but it's also like, how would we also we'd have to make some sort of machine that could produce enough
Mhm.
energy to warp space-time itself.
We got
And the
like,
only thing we know that can do that is large amounts of mass, with gravity.
mm-hmm.
So, we really don't know a way to do it, I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe sometime. But yeah, there definitely are theories on how to do it.
You think anyone's ever gonna test it out once, if they're able to?
I don't know. But what's really interesting is all these particle colliders. It's because they send these, and like they're trying to get like, they're trying to get data on black holes and how they're formed and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the particle colliders are?
Um,
Just think it's like a mile long circle.
yeah, like a particle accelerator, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I just said, didn't I? What did I just say? What did I say?
You probably said that.
But yeah, so yeah, it's just a big circle,
Mm-hmm.
and basically what it does is it speeds up these particles, these elements, up to basically nearly the speed of light, like 99.99999 whatever percent the speed of light,
Mm-hmm.
and they smash them into each other and see what happens. And they just, they try to just collect the data off of it.
That is.
But it's interesting because that must be like that's crazy, like it's
Yeah.
the speed that it's sending those particles into each other.
So.
And it's like if they were like even baseball sized things
Mm-hmm.
going that fast, or golf ball, let's say even a golf ball going that fast, and they collided,
Sonic.
like that would be like I don't I I don't know, it'd be a huge, I don't know if it'd be quite nuclear explosion,
But big
but
enough.
it would be a huge explosion.
So
Even just like a golf ball sized things going that fast at each other.
hear me out. I knew what a particle accelerator was, but I didn't know exactly. I thought it was like something in comic books, because the way, at least in some of the comics, the way the Flash got his comic was so basic. Long story short, this dude was starting up a particle accelerator, and something got fucked up, caused a lightning storm a dark matter storm, and then
Dark Matter Storm.
Barry Allen, the Flash, gets struck by lightning.
Damn.
Yeah. So, but the particle accelerator is like a huge thing in the TV show, anyways. I don't know about the actual comic books, but I know the TV
Yeah. Well,
show.
I mean, I don't think they exactly work like that.
No,
But,
no, that'd be awesome
but
if they
yeah,
did though.
that they are just that they're just big like
Yeah.
miles long tubing that somehow accelerates these particles really fast.
Mhm.
It's like all underground, dude. Crazy.
Yeah, it's freaking. It'd be cool to. So wait, they actually exist though?
Yeah, they got a few of them now, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, so they do it so they can, study things. I think one of the main interests that people just talk about them for is to just study black holes. Because we still don't know how black holes are formed. So we're kind of just, smashing things together. We have an idea that if you smash enough shit together really fast, you'll
Something's
create a
gonna
black
happen.
hole. Yeah, but
That is crazy. I don't know how I didn't know these things actually existed.
yeah, they're real deal.
Telling me the Flash has fucking basis for being realistic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a little bit.
That's pretty sick. Wow. All right. Well. Okay.
I got something interesting to talk about.
All right. Let's hear it.
So recently, there's a federal judge that ruled AI cannot be copyrighted. Well, at least AI scripts and AI, things like. So basically, the whole idea is, there's a writer's strike going on and things, and people are boycotting. Um, a lot of media producers, well, I don't know, not media producers, but people are writers are boycotting for shows and for movies and for things. So all these companies are starting to use AI to write their scripts and stuff. But this judge has ruled that these things that are created by AI, so AI art, AI scripts, AI whatever,
Mm-hmm.
cannot be copyrighted. So this is very interesting because that means that if you were a big budget movie, let's say, and you used AI to create a character or create art for a character that you use for a movie,
Mm-hmm.
you technically could not copyright that.
Wow.
So
I mean, I kind of understand though. I mean, because a lot of, I mean, depending on what software AI you use. I mean, imagine there's not that many. Well, I mean, there probably is. There's probably a million, but like high end functioning AI, like like that can write scripts. I mean, I
yeah,
gotta imagine some companies or producers or whoever directors who write script writers. I don't know what the correct
yeah,
title is, but I imagine they all use
the
like the same
writers.
kind, right? Kind of like a lot of. It's a little bit different, but like we use editing programs. That's kind of like another software to use, except this writes it for you. So I mean,
Yeah, but the script writers aren't using it. It's the people that don't want to pay the script writers.
yeah, yeah, I know. Um, okay.
But it's interesting because it means that um all this talk about companies recreating people's music or recreating things with
Oh,
AI means it might not it might be a good thing that this is happening because that means that like
we'll get
a
like
lot of
a.
people talk about music like artists being taking their music, running it through some AI machine and pumping out new songs that the artist never wrote. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. We were talking about this.
So that would so I'm assuming that this law would apply to things like that,
Yeah.
meaning that if you did do it, you could not copyright it and or you couldn't
Hmm.
own that thing.
But that sucks for the artist that was getting their music plugged in, but you get like a bigger, we call it. You get more music out of it.
Yeah, but I don't think most artists want that because
No.
that's the whole point. Because if that happens, then you don't need the artist.
Yeah.
So he's out of a job.
Yeah. No, I get
They're out
that.
of the job. They're out of a job. So like,
Hmm.
this maybe will hold back that scare of
Yeah.
people getting replaced by AI. Because
Yeah.
like AI can replace people in certain aspects, like
Oh.
manufacturing, sure. Like we already have machines do a bunch of manufacturing for
Yeah.
us, but in the
It's
creativity department, it's very
AI.
hard to think outside the box for an AI.
Yeah. It's hard enough for a human to think outside the box lately. I mean, everything's pretty much been done, but AI, if you give it a few examples, dude, they can just keep pumping stuff out.
Yeah, scary man, but hopefully this will be good.
Hopefully, yeah.
Cause I couldn't imagine being like, imagine you're, writing a script for some TV series, and the producer tells you, "Hey man, really good script that you wrote here, but I just went on this website and I got something exactly the same for free. So now I'm not gonna pay you." And you'd be like, well, "What the fuck, man?" Like
Yeah.
it's shitty that that's almost possible.
Yeah, no, that is.
It's like, what to what extent do you take it?
I wonder where, like, if they're gonna draw a line or. Because that's hard to do. It's hard to draw a line where AI can help a certain amount, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, because it could definitely be helpful.
yeah, if you use it as like a tool, like a helping tool, then
Hmm.
you can like trying to think about it like let's say you're trying to go to a scene like a place like a location you're having trouble coming up with you know locking in where you are and because like I've
What do
never
you mean,
been
like
to Italy.
finding out where you are?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Like let let's say you're writing a script, right, and you're basing it off of a place in Italy, right? I've never been to Italy. I don't know what Italy's like. All I know is what it's like from movies and stuff.
Yeah,
Could do the research, take hours to do the research, but instead I go to AI and I'm like, hey, can you just set the tone right where we are? Right, just help me
I
set the
see what you're
tone.
saying,
Yeah,
but
I'm
I
trying
don't
to put it
know
into words. It's
if that's
freaking
the
hard.
most useful case. I would just say look at fucking pictures. But I see what you're
Uh,
saying. Like, if you needed to go to the store and you were like, "Oh, I need to know where this specific food item is," yeah, I could be like, "Well, based on what I know from the store, the food aisle should be over there or something, or that should be over there."
oh, yeah,
Something, I don't know. I see what you're saying, though, where it can be helpful.
yeah,
But the whole point, I think the line stops where it replaces people's jobs.
yeah. It's like where it's
Where
coming
where
up
it
with the
can
creativity part.
where it can fill in new jobs and where it can help better other people's jobs, I think is
Hmm.
good. Yeah, once you start replacing people,
You know
and
what's
that's not to
crazy?
say that. Look, I don't think. What?
Netflix has a AI job for posted for $900,000.
An AI job?
Yeah. So I don't know what they're planning on doing, but they're like looking for somebody who specializes in AI right now.
Ah,
For and their annual income would be that's almost a mil. Be $900,000.
yeah, that's fucking insane.
Like so
Almost a million to do what though? Like,
uh,
what is like? Fucking study AI and
I think if it's to help them write scripts and stuff. It could just be to gather
maybe.
information, what looks most appealing to the eyes.
See, therein lies the problem, dude. If this judge is right, dude, if this judge is saying what I'm thinking, that anything they write cannot be copyright.
Yeah, that's gonna be like if that gets filled, like you know how it's like
You could just steal the entire script of the movie if it was written
Netflix.
by AI, use it for whatever you want to use it, and they could never do anything about it.
Yeah, you're screwed. Well, yeah, and if you come up with it on your own, you could be like, sorry, AI thought of that first, like a year ago.
Yeah, I thought of that already, guy. You're not that smart. I don't think AI replacing people is necessarily a bad thing. I just think we're at a point where if it did replace us right now, we'd have a lot of problems. You know, like how would you pay all these people that lost their job? You know, what would they do now with their free time? You know,
Hmm.
and like just a lot of problems like that. But I think in a perfect world, sure, AI should do everything for us, and we should just have nothing but leisure time.
That would be awesome. Then you lose
But
a lot of incentive to get things done that need to be done, or like,
no, I don't think you'd lose incentive. I think you'd have more time to do the things you're really passionate about.
true. Yeah, no, it would be nice. No one
But
had to work.
that's just a perfect world. And if right now AI were to replace people, people would be out of jobs. They need to pay for groceries. They
Hmm.
need to pay for rent. They need to pay for all these things. They'd have no money. But you know, if the future, if AI is doing everything, if they're getting our food for us, they're making it self-sustaining. They're making, you know, they're doing all this stuff for us where we literally don't have to even think about monetary value of anything.
Okay, so
Then we'd have we'd have a perfect society. We'd just have fucking shit doing stuff for us. We'd have like all sorts of new technology the AI thinking of that
yeah,
we
but
could
then
fuck
doesn't
around with.
certain things lose value? Like let's say
But there
high
would be
end
no
stuff.
value.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
Everybody would be high end.
Yeah, and so there would be no what's the word? That's I think incentive is the word I'm looking for because like certain things just wouldn't matter anymore. Like uh like gambling addicts, dude.
Hmm?
They go there to spend money so they can get more money back because they have a shitty job, or not some, but you know
No, they go
most.
there because they have an addiction to gambling. That's completely different.
You think
And that
money would
only
be?
works in a society where we have money and things are worth things. But if you could just walk down to the store, get as many fucking food items as you want, it's completely free because the AI have figured out a way to self-sustain it and make just perfectly enough food for everybody, and we don't have to worry about buying anything. You know,
Yeah.
you
So
would just go there, you'd take what you want, and then you'd go home, you'd live your life how you want it.
so
Which for some people that'd mean bettering society as best as they think they can beyond AI, or thinking of new ways to do things.
So you're getting rid of. So in this scenario, all like you're talking about like necessities for like food, water, stuff like that, but not necessary. Or are you talking about like luxury items too, like cars,
Everything, dude,
everything?
everything. It doesn't. I'm saying there's nothing you can't have anymore because AI has figured it out for us. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I feel like
AI is running the factories. It's running. It's the employees. It's the people that go and pick the fucking corn. They're the AI is the thing the AI does everything for us. All we have to do is sit around and exist. And for a lot of people, I think, well, for some people that means just doing exactly that and attributing nothing to
yeah.
society. But for some people that mean, yeah, I'm gonna try to get something done. I'm gonna try to do something with all my free time and not feel like a useless bum.
You see, yeah, I see where you're coming from. I don't know. That just seems it's good in theory, but then like people like me, like for example, I moved out here, right? And like for the first 3 weeks when I moved across the country, like I didn't have shit to do, so I was just fucking sitting. I'm like, I don't know what to do. This is fucking. I got excited to go to work, to get out. You know, it was like a thing to do.
And the thing is, you'd have anything you want to do, you could just do it now.
Yeah.
You want to fucking go? You want to go to the park? It's free because the AI all runs it, and it's all self-sustaining, dude. You want to fucking go hang gliding? You can because the AI figured out how to keep the hang glider never crashing, dude. Or you want to do this? You just be able to do whatever you want because it would have already been figured out by an AI that's smarter than us.
That's true. I can. Okay. Just what about
You know what I mean?
so?
You want to fucking anything you wanted to do. If you wanted to own a Lamborghini, you could just go fucking pick one up and drive it around because if you crashed it, the AI would just, could fix it or something. The AI would just figure it out. I'm saying in a world where the AI has done everything, it can do everything, and it's figured it all out for us.
Crime would be an interesting topic for that.
It would be what?
Crime, like we have police and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
crime could go up, but then there's also the thing is if there's AI out there, if there's AI thinking about it, the AI is going to make a way to prevent the crime.
Okay.
I'm just saying in a perfect world. I'm not saying this is all possible.
Yeah.
I'm saying in just a perfect theoretical world.
Yeah. I don't know how we jump ship to this, but no, It's interesting.
Who
Like
cares?
this,
I don't care.
I keep thinking about it. Now, like I'm trying to think of things in a perfect world. Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, it's hard, yeah, but like if you wanted to say in an AI driven world where AI controls everything and it's not malevolent or whatever the word is. It's not angry towards human. It only
Mhm.
wants to help us.
Yeah.
In that perfect world, your day would look like this. You wake up, the AI makes your breakfast for you. You have whatever the fuck you want, the AI makes it. You fucking watch whatever you fucking want on the AI TV that's thought of the perfect AI fucking shows and movies. You'd think of fucking, it's a wonderland, but everything you go through in that world would be so catered towards you just doing what you want to do and living a free life. That is weird. It's just weird for us because, like, especially evolution. I mean, evolution's ingrained into us that, survival of the fittest. You got to work hard to stay at the
Mhm.
top. But, you know, I think in a perfect world, you just everything's laid out for you, and all there is to do, literally all there is to do, is whatever you want. You go fucking space, drive a NASCAR, fucking fly a plane, do whatever you want. Fucking jump in a volcano, probably. I don't know.
Jesus. I don't know. That'd be interesting. I would. Like I said, I just.
You don't seem too excited about a world like that. Do you want a fucking world like that or
It would
something?
be nice. Like I said,
Or
it
do you
would be
want
nice.
everything to have monetary value? I don't know.
I see.
Maybe
I
I'm
kind of.
weird.
I like things having value to an extent, because it's nice knowing that you worked for something to get where you are. Like
True,
I can.
but there's not saying you can't still do that. It just I think the natural things that I think just like the way we'd express ourselves would be different. Like we wouldn't go to work every day, but we might write songs or we might fucking try to, figure out different science experiments or we might try to do anything that just interests us.
Yeah. So it'd be more of like
Because if you didn't have
creativity and
any
hobby
actual,
induced.
yeah, because if you didn't have any real jobs where things mattered and you had
Hmm.
to get something done in order for, you know, the rest of the shit to go through. Like if it just came down to like, just think about it, a world where everybody's just walking around, they all got their own lives,
Hmm.
but that's all they're doing. Everybody's just walking around or chilling or doing whatever they want. People are just, everybody's just, having fun.
Yeah.
I
No,
think
I
that's
get it.
what AI's ultimate goal should be for, not for, obviously to replace people's jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can
But if it did
appreciate
replace
that.
our jobs, gotta,
I
do
mean,
some more.
it's already starting.
Oh yeah, it already is.
Not not in a way towards the perfect world, but
Hmm.
it's. I think what's gonna happen is AI is gonna, it's slowly being introduced right now, even though it seems quick. I mean, it's happening quicker than we think it is, but I think over time, AI is gonna replace a bunch of jobs that like a bunch of people do, like uh, pretty much like the way robots are taking like manufacturing jobs. I think AI is just gonna be there. It's like the best way I
Yeah,
can put it
there's
though.
really no stopping it. It's just gonna keep coming down the pipeline because I mean, it's eventually. The hope is that it's gonna be smarter than us, and it's gonna be more efficient than us, and probably gonna be cheaper than actual human labor.
Hmm.
So I mean, if you're hitting all three on that, dude, I mean, who's not gonna do it?
Exactly. And then every company's just gonna start trimming the fat, dude, which is crazy. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I think a lot of jobs are safe though. I mean,
Mhm.
like, there's ways you could replace like retail jobs, I suppose,
Mhm.
but
I was thinking.
at the point we're at, I think it'd be actually more expensive to fucking figure out some sort of contraption to do what a human could do.
Yeah, I'm thinking the easiest like intro to AI taking over jobs would be like marketing, online marketing, like targeted ads and shit.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's easy.
Hmm. Yeah, it would
Cuz
be.
it's literally I mean, there's some aspects harder than other, but like you got to when it comes down to advertisement, it's all just what people are attracted to and what people click on.
Mhm.
And if the AI can gather all that information, it's, slam dunk.
Yeah, we're already halfway there with targeted ads.
Yeah. But more creative jobs like, oh, I'm a fashion designer or I'm a fucking,
Mhm.
I'm a DJ or something. It's a lot more harder to reproduce cuz it's a lot more taste driven. It has a lot less to do
Yeah.
with like straight fact.
Yeah. And isn't it true that like I don't know if it's pretty sure it's like only certain birds, humans and only certain birds understand like music, you know? Like we can dance to a beat, feel something connected to music in a certain way.
Mhm.
Think it's only
I don't
humans and
know.
birds.
Makes sense. I mean, birds sing their songs, you know.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm surprised. Like, I wonder if apes do the same thing or monkeys.
They probably enjoy music to an extent.
Yeah, be cool if dogs could jam out to music.
Yeah. Dogs can like understand cues in human language, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like, see all these videos showing these people with their dogs and they got all the buttons down. That shit's bullshit. But what they really can do is they can understand certain cues,
Mhm.
and you know when you talk in a everybody talks in that specific dog voice. You know they understand that voice. Like they don't understand what you're saying, but
They
when
understand the
you're like,
tone.
yeah, they understand the tone and the cadence, the way you're talking, and they know it means something, and they're used to, they can put two and two together that when you do certain things happen,
Mhm.
which is pretty cool to think that, like, that an animal can just, it's almost, it almost understands your commands.
Yeah, I thought about getting dog buttons, to be honest, because, like, my dog, when he has to go outside, he'll lay by the door, and if I'm not looking, because my door is, I don't have, like, it's on my sight when I'm looking at my TV, so if I'm not looking,
Mhm.
I don't see him all the time, but if I could just train him to fucking tap the button every time he wants to go outside, I think that'd be pretty useful. Or tap when
Yeah,
he wants to eat, that'd be kind of useful too.
yeah.
But I said it's just be interesting. But it'd really be cool if you could get him to do a bunch of different buttons and have him understand all of them. What I don't understand is how do people train their
That's the thing,
dog to
is
get
they
like beer
don't.
from the
They
fridge?
don't understand all of them. That's the thing, is they don't understand these individual words.
Yeah, I wonder.
What they understand is if they push a certain button, you will have a certain reaction. So if they want that reaction again,
Mhm.
they might push a certain button. And you can use positive reinforcement to make sure that they know which button is which. But they're
Yeah,
not like, that's all they know. They don't necessarily know that the button means this thing. They just know that when they press it, this thing happens. And
hmm,
if you don't do that thing when they press the button, they're not gonna know what happened. And you see them in the videos, they just press whatever fucking buttons next to it. And it's like,
because yeah, they're like this one.
'cause they don't know. They're just like, is it this one? I don't know either. I'm just pressing buttons here. That's literally all they're doing.
Yeah, but like you've seen the videos like where dogs can like open the fridge, grab a beer, and then they'll be like, "Hey, close the fridge," and they'll close the fridge.
Yeah.
That's insane to me. I don't understand how
They
they.
train them to they train them with positive reinforcement
Hmm.
to close the fridge. They don't just start saying close the fridge one day and they close the fridge. They they train them to close the fridge.
Yeah. Uh, uh, yeah. Oh,
It'd
man.
be really cool if they could.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong. And they'd be even more of a man's best friend, but
Think they'll
I
evolve
don't
one day
think
to get there?
maybe that's another thing, is how we have evolved language, and other animals have language that we don't understand.
Yeah. I mean,
Like they might not be as fluent in describing experiences as us, but they can get across messages through certain sounds
yeah, like they have
through
calls and
things.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's always pretty
like
cool.
dolphins are really big because they do a lot of talking, they do a lot of squeaking,
Hmm.
and they know that different squeaks can mean different things.
Yeah, and they also like well, I guess this goes like certain prey know the sound of certain predators, and then when they hear them, they're like, "Oh shit, time to get out of here." So is that them understanding a different language or understanding that there's just predators around?
Well, they're not understanding a different language. It's just the same as me or you. If we heard a fucking moose in the woods, we'd be like, that's a moose. I don't know what the moose said, but I've seen a moose,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen moose calling like that. I know what a moose call sounds like, so I'm gonna assume it's a moose. Or like a bear, like you've never been up close and personal with a bear to hear, to know what the fucking bear is,
Yeah.
what it means. But you've seen bears through videos or at zoos,
And you know when it's time to get
and
out.
you've heard them enough to know that if you heard that noise in the woods, you could probably safely say that it's a bear.
Okay, gotcha. But I think it's kind of cool how they just, naturally know that that's a fucking not a good sign.
And see, yeah, I don't know the extent to which other animals can do this, but obviously we can infer emotion by different sounds. Like when a dog whines, we know that it's not happy,
Mm-hmm.
and when it's wagging its tail, we know that it is, and stuff like that. So like, there's different ways we can infer how something's feeling, and I wonder, I don't know if other animals can do that. But yeah, it is cool.
Yeah. I got something cool that's coming soon. It's a
What's that?
little different. 4D printing. So, have you
4D printing?
yeah, have you heard of it yet?
No, I have not heard of 4D printing. Is it just a step up from 3D printing? How do they do that?
Basically, so it's pretty much 3D printing, but the difference is it responds to its environment. So like heat, light, it'll affect it.
Affected how?
Well, that's a good question. It'll make it do certain things, I guess, like
Like the printer or whatever's printed?
whatever's
I don't
printed,
understand.
whatever's printed. So like you could let's see. I'm trying to pinpoint a good example. Let's say you
Yeah, I
print.
just don't
Yeah, I don't understand it either. That's why I'm not a guy that does. Okay. Or even like senses, like touch or no, not touch. Fucking what do you call it? Smell. That's what I'm thinking of.
it can print smell.
Yeah. So
It can print scented things, but that seems like a gimmick. You know what I mean?
yeah, I know what you.
It's
Yeah.
like 4D movies that like spray the water in your face.
Yeah.
Like it's not really 4D. You kind of just use a couple gimmicks to make it seem more
Yeah,
atmospheric.
but this responds to the environment where instead of being injected with it, it responds to if something like if the environment is hot, it'll change based on that factor. So, like
So if you print the same thing in a hot environment versus a cold environment, it's gonna come out different.
yes.
But if you brought that,
No,
if
no,
you
no, no,
brought
no.
one of the other things into the other environment, would it change?
So no,
Or does it
no.
only matter when it's printing?
It doesn't matter if it's printing. So you print something, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the thing. Throw the printer away. The printer isn't part of this anymore. Now you have the thing you printed. That will react differently to cold, something hot, something bright, something dark.
Yeah, that's a gimmick though, because it's not actually doing anything different with it printing. It's all comes down to the material.
I suppose. But
I don't know. I mean, it sounds cool, but I mean, you can already print a whole bunch of different types of materials. So adding, making it smell different in different temperatures isn't really helping anybody.
hold on, let me look this up here.
It really might help in some cases. If you're making a scratch and sniff thing, I don't know.
4D printing. Let's see.
But like, I don't know. I don't understand what the practicality would be beyond like few novel things.
4D printing uses 3D printers to create live 3D or live three-dimensional objects without wires or circuits. It does so by using intelligent materials, which can be programmed to change shape, color, or size when they receive external stimulus, such as the case with some sort of resins, active polymers, or even live tissue. Oh, so it's like for medical shit?
I don't know, man. It sounds to me like either there have to be a completely different way of the 3D printing process that they're doing, or this is just some weird way of explaining that they have a different material that they're printing with.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
So it doesn't make any sense. Like, can you do this with... Like, do you need to buy a special 4D printer? Like, I don't understand.
I think for certain materials, because this is saying you can create live three-dimensional objects without wires or circuits. So.
What the fuck does that mean? It's a living object? What the fuck is going on? You're gonna make Pinocchio.
Let's see. Using intelligent materials which can be programmed to change shape, color, or size. So it can change. Yeah, I guess it's synthetically alive.
Printer. We created Pinocchio. His nose actually extends when you lie. It's real deal.
Okay, so an example would be 4D printed shoes. They may look like your typical pair of footwear, but their soles follow your feet's unique structure, making them fit you better over time. So it just...
Nah, dude. Where did the article you get this from, man? This is some whack. They're just like 4D printing, guys. It's definitely not just a new type of filament. We don't just make new materials. It's completely different.
Yeah, no, it's. I'm trying to figure out how to.
I don't know.
Explain
Maybe
it.
I just don't understand it, but it doesn't.
I think I'm explaining it bad because, like, I can kind of.
Do you like what? The way you're explaining it is nothing that 3D printers can't do right now, or at least they couldn't do with a little bit of modification. But then I still wouldn't call that a 4D printer because it's just a 3D printer with modification.
Yeah, so. Well, that's basically what it is. It's kind of like the other thing that's coming out. It's well, I'm not gonna get into that right now, but yeah, it's basically that. It's just a step up from 3D printing. Not much has changed because it's a 3D printer, but like you can, I guess, with special materials. All right, so.
Dude, that's the part that's faulty about it.
But like, okay, so you make let's say you. From what I'm understanding here, it's like I guess it's closer to injection molding. Not injection molding, fucking something else that I'm thinking of. But think of it like kind of like a paperclip, for an example, right? So you know how you put heat, you bend the paperclip out, twist it all certain ways, and then you apply heat to it, and then it goes back to its original shape.
Sure.
Based off, so where if you were to, let's say you had a 3D printer, you melt the metal, it's gone. Or you melt the plastic, it's gone, it's not going back. With a 4D printer, it'll go back.
Oh, with the material, it will go back. I don't think it has anything to do with the printer. That's what I'm saying. It's a gimmick. They should have been like 4D filament or something. You know what I mean? Like 4D printer. It's not 4D printing. It's 3D printing a cool filament. That's what I'm saying. That's at least how I'm understanding it. I don't know. I think we should move on though. I just don't understand it.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
I got something.
Okay, good.
Keeping on the topic of AI,
Yeah.
AMD's doing this new thing called FSR. It's FSR 3. I guess it's not new, but
Mm-hmm.
um, basically, the whole idea of it is it's gonna double your FPS on whatever you're doing. Simply by basically what it does is it takes this AI, right? It takes AI and it uses that to interpolate frames that never existed. So it can take two frames essentially, interpolate what the frame between them would be, and put it there,
So it's,
effectively increasing your frame rate.
that's pretty cool. So it's just filling in the gap.
It's basically just doubling your frame rate
Yeah.
by putting more frames in there,
Okay.
by AI generating more frames in there.
Okay, that's pretty
And
cool.
I don't know how well it works, but it's apparently compatible with a lot of older AMD processors and GPUs and some NVIDIA GPUs and stuff. So,
Wait,
I
are they coming out
mean,
with it, or is it already like a thing?
I don't know if it's out yet, but I think it's coming out soon if it's not out yet.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it should be able to apply to any PC that makes those qualifications.
Hmm.
So it'd be interesting to see that if you can how that works for things like gaming and stuff.
Yeah, that would be
I guess it
super
also
useful.
it's just it also has better, like anti-aliasing and stuff like that. Better,
Mm-hmm.
you know, better quality of, the picture that it can do from just the AI, you know, doing its thing. That'd be pretty cool. Hopefully, I mean, I would like that on my shit. Double FPS sounds fucking fine to me.
Yeah. No, I definitely could use that. Especially, I don't have like the top end PC, so that would be super useful if it. I wonder if they're gonna market it towards people with top end PCs or like people that have like the bare minimum.
It's gonna be. It should be able to be used on a lot of older things, a lot of older components. So like, it shouldn't be. I don't think it's tied to just like new things.
Okay, okay, that'd be pretty cool.
Like, I should be able to use it on my laptop once it comes out, if it's already out or something. You know what I mean? Like, it should be able to work
Mm-hmm.
because I
I,
think my laptop needs to.
I wonder if they'll. I wonder how that's gonna work with like when you lag and you just start teleporting places. Like, whoa, how did I get
Yeah,
here?
I don't know. That might be a separate error, separate thing.
Yeah. Huh. Well, yeah, that would
Yeah,
be.
AI's doing everything, dude.
Yeah, no,
AI's
it's
taking over.
like I said, it's faster. It's slowly taking over, but it's faster than you think, which is crazy. I wonder when, or is it already happening? Is AI writing itself?
Mm, yeah, I mean, there's self-learning AI out there.
Oh, okay. That'd be interesting. I just wish I could have a freaking conversation with AI. Not a chat GPT, but like a full on AI.
We got to get there first. We don't have anything. Chat GPT is the best we got, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, that's accessible to the public.
Hmm. I mean, yeah. I keep saying it. The Snapchat Instagram, or not Snapchat Instagram, the Snapchat AI, the my AI, that thing is
Mhm.
crazy. Like, it's basically
Yeah.
like Chat GPT. You can ask it to write a script. You can ask it to write a song. You can have conversations with it.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't even. We tried it that one time and just fucked around with it.
Hmm.
But like, Yeah, it's weird. I don't even know why you need an AI on Snapchat. It's weird, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're just putting it everywhere.
Let me ask what it's for. I'll
What it's
ask why it
for,
was made.
getting your fucking data, bro. Trying to know who you are.
I was
They can
made to be a
sell you
virtual
shit.
friend inside Snapchat. That's it.
Yeah, whatever. Virtual friend, data extractor, same thing.
Yeah. It's freaking crazy. Ugh. I mean, I wonder how far it's gonna go. Like, when is AI gonna? Because it's only a matter of time when it's gonna start. Being like almost not forced onto you, but like kind of forced onto you. Like where it's in your house. You ever see the movie? I think it's called Smart Home or Smart House or something like that.
No,
No, it's so it's a
like a horror
movie.
movie where the smart house kills somebody,
No,
traps them inside.
I don't. No, not quite like that. It was maybe actually. I kind of forget.
Maybe you
I
don't
just
even know.
yeah, dude. This movie came out when I was like 12, and I just remember seeing it. But I remember it was basically this AI house, and they would have conversations with it. It would talk to them. It could keep secrets. It could tell the people lies if they told them to. But yeah, it was pretty much like a horror movie.
Yeah, dude, that's creepy.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, if my house had AI attached to it, like, there'd be no cameras. I'd have no cameras in my house.
Yeah. No.
I'd have cameras, like, pointing on the outside. See what's going around outside. No cameras on the inside
Yeah.
for this AI, man.
Yeah, dude. Camera. Oh, that'd be.
If they can see, I feel like if it's that sentient,
Mm-hmm.
like fully sentient, and it can see what's going on. Oh man,
I wonder
it's gonna do something.
if there'll come a point in time where AI can form an opinion.
I mean, AI can already form an opinion. It's just fucking based on whoever coded what it is and into it.
Okay. But at that point, is
I
it?
guess they can't really form an opinion based on their own anecdotal evidence, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they can have opinions. Certainly can be programmed into them.
That's interesting. I wonder. But would it be the
We're just not
developers'
at that
opinions,
point.
or would it be self like like their
We're
own
just not at
based
that
on?
point where we have AI that can think for itself. Any AI that exists right now is labeled smart, but what that
Mm-hmm.
really means is it collects all this data it can and then uses it to give you whatever you need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give you your script, give you your thing. But all that stuff that it's giving you is solely based on whatever data it's collected. It can't think outside the box. It can't go, create new data. Can't fucking do any testing to find out things. Like, it basically just comes down to what you give it. I guess it can search for other information and find new information, but it's only information that's made by somebody else, given by somebody else. It can't create
Yeah.
any information.
Okay.
It's not gonna do like, it's not gonna fucking be a philosopher. It's not gonna think of anything outside the box of
Mm-hmm.
what people gave it.
It's just basically use it as a tool for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's still pretty cool. Yeah, we're at 114. Um, let's see.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I got one more thing. So
Right.
I don't even know what this means. They're coming by 2025, 2030. They're coming out with 6G. Like we have 5G right now.
6G.
Yeah, for like
I don't know,
phones.
dude. What? I don't even know what 5G is, man.
Yeah, compared to 4G. Like, I just don't understand, man.
It's just stronger. It's like stronger
It's better
radio
connection.
waves,
I feel like I have worse
stronger
connection than 4G half the time, so.
stronger waves that fucking can penetrate deeper and do more. Like I don't really know 5G because I
Hmm.
know like obviously it's all
Hmm.
radio waves or short waves or whatever the fuck you want to call them. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
But like, and I know obviously different wavelengths,
people are saying that
do penetrate
6G.
things differently and stuff. So
People are saying 6G is going to be like a big thing. Like, who is it? Marcus Weldon? The guy that works at Nokia? He's saying that it's going to be like a sixth sense experience for humans and machines, which is interesting. Because.
sounds like a guy who's had too much 6G pumped into his brain.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering, what did he mean by machines? Like AI or like.
That's what I'm saying. What do you mean?
Or.
I was following at first,
Because
kinda.
I know, like. The, like certain machine, not AI, but like certain machines, like CNC and stuff like that, use signal from a computer, kind of like Bluetooth, but not quite like Bluetooth. But
Hmm.
they get certain signals sent to them
Well,
and
it's all
back.
just like waves, right? It's all different, like I don't know what they're called. I would just say radio waves, but I
Hmm.
know obviously waves, the waves they use for radio are a specific type or something. Like I
So
don't even know. They're all just like waves of energy, aren't they?
basically, yeah.
Like
Break it
Wi-Fi
down.
is just like waves that bounce off things that,
Hmm.
send a signal, and fucking radio is
Just
the
different
same thing.
frequencies.
Yeah, I think they're all just like different lengths or something, right? They're all different. They're all different. It's like colors, how different colors are different wavelengths and stuff.
Yeah. I wonder how far they're gonna take this up, because like the G stands for generation and six is sixth. So I wonder if like another 5 years they're gonna be like 7G,
Sixth G,
8G, 10G.
seventh G, ninth G.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be fucking weird. I
fucking
don't know, like, what's the G stand for? Like, it stands for
just
like gigabits,
generation.
right?
No, just generation. It's the
Fifth generation.
fifth generation of whatever it is signal.
That's what I don't understand though, too, right? Because like,
Let's.
if it like if it's I mean, if it's how I understand it, I could be wrong, but if it's all just waves, shouldn't they just be able to like how would they boost the wave? They just have more wavage, more energy put into the wave, so it produces more. Like, what is it they're doing to change the signal to make it better? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. That's why I
5G is
thought I wanted
supposedly
to talk
supposed to
about.
be better than 4G, but if you don't have 5G, if you don't have very good 5G in your area, then it's not. Then it's not really.
So yeah, basically you're pretty much on point. 6G networks will be able to use higher frequencies than 5G networks and provide sustainability, higher capacity, and much lower latency. So,
See, and that's weird. I don't know the full scope of it, but doesn't seem like they would just like. Is there a technology limit onto what like wave or what frequencies they can produce or something?
probably
'Cause, like
whatever
you'd think they'd
processing
just
chip
be able to.
in the
Yeah,
phones can
maybe,
output.
yeah, maybe it has to do with the phones or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking because some phones only have 4G, some have 5G. I'm guessing that
True.
it's how fast your phone can output the
Yeah, does it
frequency.
like your phone need to be programmed in to like be compatible with the multiple frequencies or something? Or like is it an actual thing on the chip on the motherboard that's like allows you to receive certain frequencies?
I I think it's one that I think it's something on the motherboard that sends it and also receives it, because it would make sense like when you're going through a tunnel.
It's true, but like what I mean is that thing limited because of the physical properties of it because of like how big it is or what materials it's made out of,
Oh, I'm
or is it
sure.
limited to just what is programmed and capable to like program, or like, you know what I mean, like
Yeah,
whatever it's programmed to do?
hardware versus software. Um,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a hardware issue remember when COVID hit, there was a shortage of all motherboards and stuff for phones,
Yeah.
and we're just coming out of that now, or not now, but the last year we've been coming out of it. There's still a shortage, but phones started skipping generations, certain phones. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm like deja vu. I feel like I've had this conversation before. It's like almost like the Mandela effect. I feel like we've been here.
Almost like parallel universes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Um,
let's talk about parallel universes.
uh, yeah, no, I
The
just
Ron Talk Day podcast.
I'm thinking it's more of a hardware issue because if it was software, they could easily just program it into the hardware with an update. And they,
That's what I'm thinking too. But also, like, planned obsolescence and stuff like that nowadays, it's like a one holding it back to make, you know what I mean? If they're they're only giving it to us in increments, so they have something to sell to us later.
oh yeah, okay, I see. Giving us a little
Because if
bit.
they gave us, like, if they were just like, all right, what's the best possible thing we can give them right now? Absolutely no possible physically way we could do it better. It defy the laws of physics, and he gave it to us. There'd
Mhm.
be no need for us to ever upgrade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
So I
part of it is
wonder if some
probably
of it
that.
has to do with, yeah, some of it has to do with
Yeah,
keeping us in the dark a little bit.
that would make sense. Yeah, just because if we already had the best, why would we get another phone the next year?
Yeah, like why would you upgrade your plan, or why would you
Yeah.
upgrade like to another type of phone if
And if
it can
anything,
just do it all?
Wi-Fi has taught us it's probably that because they can limit how high our frequency is to get better internet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, part of it probably is that. But then again, I also think it's a software or hardware issue too. Or,
Yeah, just the limit of what's cost effective and
yeah, well, yeah, probably because I think it also has to do with the location of things. Because if there's no cell phone towers around, you're not gonna have service either way,
yeah, there's no satellites going overhead.
unless Elon Musk does his satellite, free Wi-Fi thing, or
Starlink.
yeah, if they did something like that, that'd be pretty cool. But they don't. They have telephone poles, or
There's just some places you wouldn't really need it. Like we don't need service out in the middle of the ocean. It'd
yeah,
be a waste of money and energy to make sure it gets out there. You know what I mean?
yeah. I get that. I'm just spitballing, but yeah, it's crazy. Well, actually, middle of the ocean. What about cruise ships?
They'd probably have some special way of communicating.
Have like certain routes and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like it's like flying a plane. You only really need to talk to somebody when you're near them.
Yeah,
You know, if you're like planes are getting close to each other, then they're close enough to get a signal. Or if like they're close enough to the tower at the airport, they're close enough to get a signal. But when they're way up there, like they don't need to be contacted to anybody. Like not like I'm sure they have some sort of contact, but like it's not. You know what I mean? It's probably like a specific thing they use. Like they probably have like because like everything's like satellites. It's
hmm
all just like it's all satellites up there that are giving us our GPS and stuff. And so like if you just have a specific satellite that's for you and your company, whatever. Or your, it's probably separated then from like phone service.
I believe that is all I got on my list. You have anything else you gotta?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Alrighty. And it's good seeing everybody. See you all next Sunday.
Ready, peace, peace.